Ben made a podcast and he had Justin on from our group, Bullshit Martial Arts, and a lot of it was pretty stupid. Basically, a lot of the history was wrong. A lot of the, I don't know, it was just kind of like being a crybaby thing for Ben. Um, the history of Bullshit Martial Arts is Anthony asked me to make a group separate from his historical ninjutsu page so that we could discuss. I'll say it that way. But we had a different intention. Just basically, Anthony wanted us to be able to tear apart Frank Dukes and Chris on a separate section away from him. Basically, we were doing the dirty work for him. He was part of the group for a while and then he left, But that was the basic formation of it. Now we've grown immensely and have been pretty much ripping people apart. And then Anthony kind of gets drawn into it for some of the stuff that he does. But that's basically the origin story of our group. So Ben had Justin on, and they talked about a few different things. Um, he was like saying, "Oh, Dean goes after these people like crazy, blah 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 blah." But he learned from Hatsumi, and that makes him a fraud. He shouldn't be calling Chris a fraud, blah blah blah. Even if I learned from Frank Dukes, even if I learned from Chris, like if I learned from Chris, I could still call Frank Dukes a fraud because he is a fraud. I learned from Frank Dukes, I could still call Chris a fraud because he is a fraud. Hatsumi isn't a fraud, obviously. There's people who are better qualified than you, better qualified than Anthony to come out and say Hatsumi is the real deal. You know, Okusei, Nawa Sensei, Hino Akira, Kasem, of course. Who else? Koyama Ryutaro. All these people have come out in favor of Togakure Ryu, and that's the real deal, you know. But it's a moot point because what actually moot means debatable, so I'm using the word wrong there. It's not a moot point. It's a completely worthless point to bring up because it doesn't affect anything. So anyway, um, yeah, but it's beside the point. So he's talking about this thing, and he's like, Chris was brought up a whole lot during the interview, and you know, it's like Anthony made a video a while back after I disproved everything that Chris said. After I showed that he took everything from the kids' book, but he took it down because they were working together again. But it's annoying. It's stupid that I guess basically what it is our group was made because Anthony can't call people out on being a fraud because he has to protect some sort of reputation so he can deal with them and I guess sell books to those people. And I don't care. I don't care if a transsexual prostitute ninja is mad at me. I don't care if a Canadian fake ninja who lies about his military service is mad at me. I don't care if a Korean who says he was in a gang and then tells the exact pizza fight scene story from Last Dragon is mad at me. I don't care if a black guy who claims to be a ninja who says, oh, all samurai came from black people is mad at me. Who else am I leaving out? I don't care if a 400-pound guy who also lies about his military service who claims to be a ninja is mad at me. I don't care. You're all frauds. You're all completely worthless to me. You deserve to be exposed. It doesn't matter. You're all fake. You don't deserve any sort of protection. You don't deserve people to be nice to you. The group is called Bullshit Martial Arts. It's not about investigation into claims because we know you're a liar. The point is to expose the fact that you're a liar to everyone else. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this since 2001. I've been doing this on Yahoo. It's not hard to do. I've learned enough to know right off the bat when people are lying, and that's all the time. It's yeah, so it's stupid. And then he goes on to say like, oh yeah, Justin says that ninjutsu is still taught, and then Ben says, yeah, ninjutsu is still taught, but no one uses it, which once again is bullshit. There are people in our group who use ninjutsu. My first teacher, when I started training in the Bujinkan all those years ago, used ninjutsu. And I'm not talking about, he didn't use Bujinkan Budo Tenjutsu. He didn't go in there and start fighting people. He used ninjutsu. He did boring stuff. He walked around and counted distances. He did all this stuff. I trained with another guy who was saying he was something he's not, sneaking around in Afghanistan. There are people in our group who were doing that very recently. There are probably people in our group who are still doing that. There's you know, I was with people 3 weeks ago doing something, and they were using ninjutsu. They are serious people who, I'm not even going to actually mention it because of who they are. But, yeah. There are people who are doing things to protect your ass. They're using ninjutsu, you know. And there's people who just use other aspects of ninjutsu, like Falcaro says something stupid. He's like, "Oh yeah, these guys, I showed them that I was a ninja master or whatever the hell stupid thing he's saying," and he's like, and they come back to me with, "Oh yeah, what about this parking ticket?" No, that's not what we said to you, first of all. And you're so fucking stupid that you don't realize what exactly was inferred there. The point is, we are so good at doing what we do. We are so good at gathering information. We tell you when you get a parking ticket. It wasn't a parking ticket though. It was an offense for an unregistered vehicle. But we're showing you that we have all the information. We can gather information better than anyone. So anything that you say, we check. We prove you're a liar. That's what the group is. Like, we have so much information that we don't post because people would just go insane at what we can do. And it's like, that's ninjutsu. That's the real thing right there. When you're gathering that much information. Like the fact that I have had someone since probably 2006 go and train with Chris randomly and tell me that we have the dimensions of his dojo. We know all the pictures that you have on the wall, Chris, going to the dojo. We know all the stuff there. And this guy has been doing this since like 2006. And you'll never figure it out. It's like so stupid. But that's ninjutsu. So yes, and we do know that there is only one picture of Ichiro Kobayashi, as you call him. Because, you learned how to pronounce his name from a hot dog eating contest. But anyway. So anyway, what else? It was a pretty stupid podcast in general. He didn't talk about steroids, which was a surprise, because that offends me that someone who doesn't use steroids gets accused of using steroids. Now, that offends me almost as much as if, someone said, that guy must have had a penis enlargement because that thing is too big. Which will probably happen, but I don't plan on being naked on YouTube anytime soon. But, what else? There's really not much else to say. They talked about a jiu-jitsu match that lasted 20 minutes, but of course that's not martial arts, and a jiu-jitsu match that lasts 20 minutes will end up with 2 dead people, one who was probably killed by the other, and then the other killed by another guy who was easily taking out someone who was just wrestling for 20 minutes. I don't know. Don't really know what else to say about this other than the actual history. But, that's it, really. People don't like our group. Like a guy just complained. He's like, it's like, you like us until we make fun of you. Because there was just some guy who was like, oh yeah, I saw him doing a stupid trick where, you do the thing and you get hit in the stomach with a stick and the stick breaks because of the inertia. One side is traveling faster because it's further away, so the inertia carries it and the leverage snaps it in the middle. So now he's flipping out on my thing saying, oh, you don't know what martial arts is about. Martial arts is about being better. No, I've said it a million times. Martial arts is about 1, not dying, 2, killing other people. Anything else is just a side effect of living in a time of peace because you have you probably become a better person if you were painting. You could become a better person if you're working on tea. The only way to not become a better person is to be dead because you can't improve once you're dead. The end.